So now basically what happens is you're only allowed to have a record as individual entries inside a data set. So in this case, I would consider this like a table. This is a table for all the people, and each person in this is considered a record. Because it's not always on people, it could be on products or on whatever. It could be absolutely anything. So each individual row of it is considered a record. So now if we look at this, in this case, well, hello, sorry. In this case, our one record is Sky, our other record is Liam, KP, so forth. So if I want to say record, I'm going to say scf dot next line. And what that will do, if I say now, sorry, I did rush it a bit. You see there's a dot next, and there's a dot next line, and there's a whole bunch of other next as well. Next, int, next, long, next, blah, 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 blah. Right now, I'm just going to deal with the next line. And what next line does is it just grabs the whole entire record and puts it into record. All I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go people plus equals record plus backslash n. What is the backslash n character again? That's a new line. Now, this is going to just literally read every single line in the text file and then add it to the string people. So it gets the whole entire line. Now, remember, if it gets the whole entire line, puts it into that line, the cursor moves to the next record. It'll get that whole entire line, return it to record, then move to the next line. So your cursor goes like this, like this, like this, and when it gets here, is there any more data for it to get? So the dot has next will return false and will exit the loop. So literally it gets every single line and then it adds it to people. Now inside my GUI, inside my main class, I'm actually going to create a button rather just so we can physically see it. So I'm going to go, I'm going to get a button, which I've lost my button. Come here, button. There's a button. I'm going to make this button, make it so when the user clicks this button, it will refresh. So I mean, it will display all. So I'm going to go and code inside here. I don't like coding in here. So I'm going to create a method called populate people. And I'm going to do it inside here. So I'm going to say txt. The first thing I'm going to do is inside my my GUI. I'm going to create an instance of my storage manager. So I'm going to say storage manager stman is equal to new storage manager. So I've just created a field with my storage manager there so I can work with it. In this case, I could have even potentially made it static because we're not doing anything that would be specific to individual instances. But for this example, I'm not going to go into that in too much detail. So right now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to say txt display .setText. Remember, your .setters allow you to change values of properties, and one of the properties you want to change here is .setText is equal to stman.getPeople. Now, stman.getPeople would open up the text file. It will read through each line, and we'll run it. Now, if we run this, we'll see it'll pop up a window in here. Ooh, hello. Ooh, what? Anybody can guess what this error is? What did I tell you about the handling exceptions? We threw it, but we never handled it. So let me just maximize this so we can see this a bit clearer. But what you'll take a look at here is that we've got here stman.getPeople. And on the left, we have a unreported exception, file not found. We have to catch this. So I need to click on this, and there's no way I'm going to throw it anymore because there's nowhere else to throw it to, really. So I'm going to surround it with a try catch. And then here it has been caught. I would suggest what you do is you display an error to the programmer. So here I can be more specific and say populate people, get people from storage manager, or whatever. Okay, I'm not going to go into that much detail. I'm just going to say stman read from file error. So you'd make a logical error that would be more specific to the programmer. So they might be able to help a bit more. And to the user, then with the JOption pane .show message dialog, you would give him you might want to also include the exe there because maybe he might be able to solve what that is as well. But you'll just say, sorry, we could not execute right now. Right now, you suck. Okay, I'm joking. You can't say that. Right now, sorry for you. Okay, but anyway, whatever. Now, now if I press play, it will run without that exception area there. We hope. If things do not run ever first time. Okay, so now we've got this, and now when we click on the button, bam. So it's read from the text file, and it's now populated from the text file there. Obviously, we do not want the hashes there. We do not know that. So what the next step is, we actually need to separate our fields. So we can separate our first name from our last name, from our favorite food, from our number of exercises a week, whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this, and we're going to go back to my storage manager. And in my storage manager, I'm now going to go and I'm now going to create a item to separate each individual record. So instead of returning people like that, I am now going to create a secondary scanner. So you're going to learn now a new type of scanner. And this new type of scanner is to scan records. And if I go equals new scanner, in this time, instead of scanning a file, we are going to be scanning a string. And it works along the exact same principle, but instead of scanning a storage thing, we're scanning a variable. And the variable that we are going to scan is the record. You guys follow this? I don't know why I'm only zooming in now, which is kind of stupid, but anyway. I always forget until towards the end of the video. But now, in this case, we are going to say to our SC record, we are going to choose the delimiter. We are going to say use a delimiter. And what in this case is our delimiter? We set the hash to be our delimiter. So that is what we chose to delimitate between each record. So, step 1, open up a connection to the file. Step 2, open up a scanner, open up a scanner to scan the file, which means you can now read the contents of the file. Step 3, loop through the file. Step 4, get each record. Step 5, use another scanner to delimit it to fields. So here I'm going to scan it, and here I want to separate the record into each field. Then I choose the delimiter, and now what I can do is the first field is a string, first name, isn't it? And first name is SC. What data type is your first name? String. So dot next. String last name. What data type is your last name? String. So dot next. Now int number exercise is equal to scr. What data type is this now? Int. So I'll use dot next int. And then that would have separated into those 3 fields. Now, usually here, you would actually then populate it into an array, but that's for the next video, not for right now. But what we're going to do now is we're just going to say people plus equals first name plus a tab character plus last name plus a tab character plus number exercise. And then plus a new line. Semicolon, we're then going to literally, and that's it actually, done. So now all we've done here is we've now told it which the delimiter is, and we've then been able to work with that. I'm going to go back to the program just to show you how it's now different. I'm going to run the program, shall I say rather. And then now you'll see when I click the refresh button, it fails so much better. Okay, now the reason why it's a data misstep, remember I told you should never actually have the field names at the top here, right? And is number of exercise an integer? No, so we try to make the last field an integer, but obviously that is an integer. So that's why you would never actually have your field names as a record inside your data. Is because then or you would then at least skip the first line. But yeah, tomato. Okay, so let me just close this and then I'll run that, and you saw how the exception worked there as well. Okay, now if I click refresh, fail, input data type mismatch again. Oh, you know what? What have I forgotten? Your favorite food. So there was one more string there, my bad. And we're running out of time here, so let me just quickly pause this. Okay, so I just added so it's the correct data type. Now if we press play, it should definitely work. I don't see any other issues. Play. And press refresh. Voila, now it looks all pretty and stuff. Alright, now, Liam, you lazy person. Hey, goodbye. I think that's it for this one.